Stephen A. Smith, is Golden State's dynasty done?
Yes, it is.
2016-17 with this organization where it was really, really hard to...
Kyrie Irving inked a 3-year extension with the Mavs. We saw Kevin Durant traded to the Rockets. Who's next?
9 years ago in 2016.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. He nailed it! It's over! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!
The Golden State Warriors lost the NBA Championship Series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. After being up 3-1 and NBA history on the line, the Warriors proceeded to lose not 1, not 2, but 3 games in a row to a Cavaliers team fronted by LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. The defeat was shocking. After having won the year prior and followed up with the best regular season record in the history of the NBA, they should have easily beaten the Cavs and that would have been history. But that didn't happen. Fast forward to the offseason, and the Warriors made headlines with a massive free agent acquisition. Kevin Durant, the #1 free agent that year.
The news again coming in moments ago, Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors.
Agreed to sign with the Golden State Warriors in a deal that would shock the entire league.
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
Durant was easily a top 2 player in the league, and his signing to a team that was as potent and powerful as the Golden State Warriors left opponents shaken. For the next 3 years, the Oracle Arena would be the league's modern coliseum, the most terrifying roster matchup that every team would circle on their season schedule. The Wild Warriors chants would fill the building and echo throughout, amplifying what was already the feared outcome for any team entering the Golden Gate. With Kevin Durant on the roster, the Warriors lost a total of 13 home games over the course of the next 3 years. An opponent winning in Oracle was so rare, the Warriors became the definition of a scheduled loss. Even without head coach Steve Kerr, his assistants Luke Walton and Mike Brown would step in with the same result. This team was an absolute juggernaut that would obliterate their opponents, bringing them not just to physical exhaustion, but through mental anguish as they punished teams with demoralizing 3 after demoralizing 3. From the jaws of obscurity to the peaks of esteem and regard. To victims of their exploits, the Warriors and Oracle existed in infamy, but the brass of Golden State would accept no less. This is what every team could ever hope to accomplish as an organization. For players who hoped to revitalize their careers or sought purpose, the Warriors franchise was the holy grail. The success of Andre Iguodala, who won the Finals MVP in 2015, and Kevin Durant, who did the same twice in 2017 and 2018, provided a template that many others would follow in hopes of finding even a semblance of what those players accomplished. Free agents swarmed Golden State. From DeMarcus Cousins to Kent Bazemore, Andrew Wiggins to Kelly Oubre Jr., and Otto Porter Jr. to Nemanja Bjelica, players found hope, and in some cases, recognition on a championship team. But that was all about to come to an end. Something has fundamentally changed in Golden State. It might be fair to say it ended before it even began. Between 2015 and 2022, the Warriors were the NBA's golden ticket, a franchise synonymous with championships, revolutionary basketball, and a culture that promised recognition and reinvention. Yet as of 2025, that's no longer the case, with free agents no longer flocking to the Bay Area. While not unprecedented, this paradigm shift for the Warriors is as a result of a number of different factors, a short list of which includes the team's style of play, personnel dynamics, Stephen Curry as the team's leader, Steve Kerr's coaching philosophy, Draymond Green's fiery passion for the game, and the interesting expectations placed on players who would become a part of the Warriors' orbit. From 2015 to 2022, the Warriors franchise was one that redefined basketball and attracted free agents like moths to a flame. Their motion-heavy three-point centric offense, powered by Stephen Curry's unprecedented shooting, Klay Thompson's sharp shooting, and Draymond Green's defensive genius, led to 4 championships in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022, and a record-breaking 73-9 season in 2016. Under Steve Kerr's innovative coaching, the Warriors offered something that no other franchise could. Join a winning culture, play beautiful basketball, and etch your name in history. The Warriors' free agent appeal peaked with Kevin Durant's 2016 signing, an earth-shattering move that saw a top 5 player leave Oklahoma City to join a 73-win team. Durant's fit was almost seamless, utilizing Curry's gravity and Kerr's system to average 25.8 points on 53.7% shooting across 3 seasons, while earning 2 Finals MVPs in 2017 and 2018. That was in contrast to Andre Iguodala, who joined in 2013. Andre epitomized the Warriors' ability to elevate role players who sacrificed stats for defensive versatility. Note that Andre's scoring was already on the decline, so his situation is not quite the same as a player who's capable giving up scoring points to pass the rock instead. This made it easier for him to focus on guarding while allowing the team's best scorer to operate at the other end of the floor. Not only did he bring that in spades, but combined with his clutch plays, this controversially earned him the Finals MVP in 2015. The 2022 championship further exemplified the winning culture at Golden State, with free agents like Otto Porter Jr., who had 8 points while shooting 39.7% from 3, and Nemanja Bjelica with 6 points and 36% from 3, thriving in defined roles, complementing Andrew Wiggins' two-way explosion coming off 17.2 points and an All-Star nod following his 2020 trade acquisition. Then there were the ring chasers and rejuvenators. The Warriors attracted veterans on minimum deals, such as David West in 2016, who was a key bench player, JaVale McGee during that same period for rim protection, and Zaza Pachulia from 2016 to 2017, who brought some physicality to the team. Knowing the Warriors' system maximized their strengths, these players were content to chase for a championship ring. DeMarcus Cousins, who signed in 2018 to 2019, post-Achilles injury, was a bit of a gamble to revive his career. Although he averaged over 16 points in 30 games, his fit was awkward in a pace and space system, highlighting that playing with the Warriors wasn't exactly suitable for all players and that they'd have to adapt to the Warriors' system. Does it mean that these weren't good players? Most definitely not. But let's discuss why this Warriors system worked. The Warriors system is built on Curry's off-ball movement.
John Morant should have pulled it out. Butler with the move. Green, Curry, three, good!
Thompson's shooting.
Lane corner three, 60 for Klay Thompson.
And Green's playmaking.
Talked about their three-point shooting. Draymond, the decision maker. To Michael Green, back to Draymond. Shot clock at 7. The recovery by the Knicks, but an open Klay Thompson. Perfect.
Allowing singular skill set players to shine. According to NBA.com, the Warriors led the NBA in three-point attempts at 31.6 per game in 2016 to 2017, and an offensive rating of 115.6 in that same year. Kerr's strength in numbers philosophy empowered role players, and their championship pedigree made Golden State a dream destination for these types. Gary Payton II and Dante DiVincenzo were prime examples of this type of success, as they were able to land decisive contracts following their stints with the Warriors. Fast forward to 2025, and the Warriors' mystique has dimmed. Despite Curry's brilliance at 37, averaging 26.4 points while shooting 41% from 3 in 2024 to 2025, the team no longer commands the free agent frenzy of its dynasty years. A first-round exit in 2024 and a second-round exit via gentleman's sweep in 2025 signals a franchise past its prime. The Warriors' motion offense, relying on three-point shooting and off-ball movement, revolutionized the NBA but demands specific archetypes. High IQ players who shoot, cut, and defend well on an individual and team basis. Last year, the Warriors scored 38.9% of their points from threes, the highest in the league, reflecting their unwavering commitment to this style of play. While this system elevated players like Iguodala, Durant, and Porter, it can stifle other player archetypes. Players like DeMarcus Cousins struggled as his ball-dominant post-up style clashed with the Warriors' pace and space. His 16.3 points and 8.2 rebounds were solid, but his limited mobility post-injury disrupted defensive schemes. Free agents seeking to showcase individual scoring for bigger contracts, especially young stars like Zach LaVine or Brandon Ingram, who were rumored targets in 2024, likely avoided the Warriors where they'd be relegated to spot-up shooting roles. A lot of players tend to prefer going to teams like the Knicks or Heat, teams where they can be one of the main contributors. At the other end of the table, however, the NBA has shifted towards ISO-heavy offenses with teams like the Thunder with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Mavericks with Luka Doncic before his LA trade, emphasizing star-driven play. The Warriors system, while still effective, as shown by the fact that they're currently 10th in offensive rating, even if a little less potent than 2016 at 113.2 this past season, feels less modern to players seeking to be the focus of the team's offense, if even in short bursts. Klay Thompson's 2024 departure to Dallas, where he averaged 17.9 points with more shot attempts, underscores this particular point. So now we get to the topic of personnel. Draymond Green's defensive brilliance and playmaking were cornerstones of the Warriors dynasty, but his volatility has become a liability. His post-championship pool punch in 2022 fractured locker room chemistry, contributing to a second-round playoff exit Not only did this isolate Draymond himself and imprison the team's leadership, it led to an alienation of the entire youth squad at the time, as they were all traded following the incident. In 2023-24, suspensions for choking Rudy Gobert and striking Yusuf Nurkic cost him 17 games and painted the Warriors as unstable. At 35 years old, Green's on-court impact with 8.6 points and 7.2 rebounds this past season is declining, yet he's become increasingly difficult to contain. His antics deter veterans valuing a harmonized locker room. His $25 million salary also limits roster flexibility, reducing the Warriors' ability to pair him with complementary talent. An issue with a tweener such as Draymond is that while he fits seamlessly with Curry when he could utilize youthful athleticism to offset his deficiencies, the fact that those are no longer a formidable factor leaves the Warriors a few cards short of a full deck. Green's intensity once inspired players like Durant and Iguodala, but now it simply alienates those wary of controversy. Despite it being 10 years since the Warriors won their first championship with Stephen Curry, he remains the focal point of the team. His presence on the team has been and continues to be a blessing for the Warriors, but like anything else, there's always two sides to every story. On one hand, his gravity, drawing double teams and creating open looks, elevates teammates as seen with Wiggins' 2022 All-Star season and Porter Jr.'s incredible resurgence for the 2022 championship. However, playing alongside Curry is a double-edged sword. Free agents must adapt to Curry's off-ball movement and Kerr's system, prioritizing team play over individual stats. This can deter players seeking to establish their own identity. D'Angelo Russell's 2019 stint, where he scored 23.6 points while shooting 37.4% from three, ended in a mid-season trade. His ISO-heavy play didn't mesh with Curry's off-ball game. Kinda makes you wonder why they even bothered trading for a player like Dennis Schroeder when they knew they intended to put him in the starting lineup. A player like DeMar DeRozan wanted no parts of playing in Golden State and as such actively avoided the Warriors, likely fearing that he'd become a footnote in the Bay. Seeing how Durant has been treated by some in the fan base likely acted as a deterrent as well, considering the level of talent that he brought to the team. Now don't get me wrong, most fans, myself included, adore Kevin Durant as a Warrior. However, the level of disrespect, that of which became embodied in Draymond's bold statement telling KD to leave, provided a one-way forward path, coupled with Steve Kerr's motion offense, and this can be punishing to an all-time great player. Another factor at play in the lack of free agent interest is that the Warriors' championship window is narrowing. Their 2024 to 2025 second-round exit reinforces doubts about their contender status. Free agents may prefer younger teams like the Thunder or Timberwolves, both of which offer longer-term title hopes. Now, I just mentioned Kerr's motion offense itself being a deterrent for league stars to want to join Golden State. While this specific offense philosophy fueled 4 championships, his rigid adherence to this system can alienate players. His rotation decisions, favoring lesser talented fringe rotation players like Guy Santos over young talents like Jonathan Kuminga, have sparked criticism. 2 seasons ago, Kuminga was averaging over 16 points per game. However, he voiced frustration over inconsistent minutes, signaling a coaching style that prioritizes system fit over player development. This could lead to a situation where the Warriors will have to choose between keeping Jonathan Kuminga and keeping Steve Kerr in the long term. The situation hasn't resolved itself in 4 years, so there's no reason to think that it will resolve in a 5th. While players like Iguodala and Porter embraced Kerr's system as it suited their age and skill sets, modern free agents, especially younger ones, seek coaches who maximize their growth and development. Jonathan Kuminga sees himself as much more than what he can become while playing under Steve Kerr. While some might argue that Steve Kerr's style of coaching leads to winning, on the contrary, Mark Daigneault, Eric Spoelstra, and Joe Mazzulla have all won with a playing style that doesn't stifle a player's strengths. Finally, the Warriors' financial constraints with a $400 million luxury tax bill in 2023 to 2024 limit their ability to sign marquee free agents. The departure of general manager Bob Myers in 2023 and Joe Lacob's cost-cutting comments signal a shift from the dynasty's free spending days. The high cost of living and taxes, as well as the intense spotlight in the Bay, also deter players compared to markets like Miami or Dallas. It's safe to say that Stephen Curry might be suffering from the same problem LeBron has had for years. With Curry being the main guy and showstopper in Golden State, the roster has become players having to vie for the glamorous position of who passes the ball more to Steph. When the team wins, Steph Curry gets the credit. However, when they lose, the rest of the roster takes the blame. A new visionary might be necessary for Golden State to revive itself and potentially return to its glory days. There was a time when everyone wanted to play next to Curry, but those numbers have been waning in recent years. The Warriors are at a vantage point, and what they decide to do going forward could make or break the present and future of the franchise. Is the championship window over, or can Steph Curry get one last ring before it's all said and done? Can Draymond be less of a distraction for the team? Can this system work with a player not named Stephen Curry Curry being granted some autonomy in a less rigid Steph-centered offense? Let me know what you guys think and post your thoughts in the comments below. Just be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss any of my latest uploads. Thanks for watching. Till next time, swish.